let me take you to Tulsa, all right? Medical professionals shot, killed, okay? The vice president had some words. We got an update. The killer has been identified. He shot himself in the process. But let's go to VP Harris's comments. Here it is.
4 innocent people lost their lives and many more were injured. We, of course, all of us hold the people of Tulsa in our hearts, but we also reaffirm our commitment to passing common sense gun safety laws. And I don't have to tell anybody in this room, but President Biden has taken more executive action to combat gun violence than any other president at this point in their administration. But we cannot, as an administration or those of us who are here, address this alone. No more excuses. Thoughts and prayers are important, but not enough. We need Congress to act. And so with that, I will turn to the topic at hand, but I know that we all feel similarly about the importance of leaders leading on issues like this.
Damn Congress. Let me be very clear. You don't have to wait on Congress to do something here. Now understand, at least the vice president is saying thoughts and prayers are good, but because remember the original conversation was that thoughts and prayers, I didn't elect a pastor, I elected a politician in order to change a policy. That's what my vote went for. So let's be clear about what can be done. Children are being killed, Black people are being targeted, you have medical professionals now being targeted, and we still say Congress has to do something. No, let me remind you that through executive act, former President Donald Trump banned Muslims. We all disagree with that. We all said that's antithetical to the US Constitution, and we were right. But he did it. He did it because executive privilege and the executive power is absolute until a judge tell you it is not. That's how it works. Now, we can sit back and allow the Biden administration and VP Harris to say things like, well, we're gonna put this all back on Congress. And yes, there is a legal methodology here, a statutory dynamic, a congressional interplay, but there's also something you can do that's outside of the box, contrary to institutional norms. Step out of the institutionalism of that presidential office and step into the current era of how they're playing politics today. Let me give you some background and an update to this story. Put up his picture. This monster decided to kill medical professionals. We now have an update. Oklahoma man who stormed the St. Francis Hospital on Wednesday has been identified. Michael Lewis, 45 years of age, shot medical professionals, then himself. Lewis blamed his doctor, Preston Phillips, for pain after back surgery last month. Police recovered a letter Lewis had written detailing that he was killing Dr. Phillips and anyone who came in his way. The last gunshot responding officers heard as they entered the physician's building on the hospital campus is believed to be the moment that he killed himself. He killed Phillips, 59 years of age, as well as another doctor, Stephanie Husen, 48 years of age. Let's put up their pictures, right? That's tragic. These people save lives. That's what they did. Dr. Phillips was an accomplished doctor, a remarkable true gentleman, a jazz lover, had even been selected as a White House fellow before going to med school, and was one of the very few Black orthopedic surgeons in the country. He is survived by his wife and children. Husen was described by colleagues as an incredible person. Her ex-husband stated it was after her own rehabilitation from a car accident that she realized she wanted to be a medical doctor. Also killed, let's put up their pictures. You have the receptionist, Amanda Glenn, 40 years of age. William Love, 73 years of age, whose family said he was accompanying his wife to an appointment. They're dead. Glenn was one of the proudest mothers of 2 boys, described as a hard worker and kind soul who would do anything for you. And she is survived by her husband. Love was a retired Army first sergeant who served in Vietnam. He reportedly sacrificed himself for his wife to help her escape. The couple would have celebrated their 55th wedding anniversary in August. Let me give you some background that led up to the shooting according to the authorities. Authorities say Phillips operated on Lewis on May 19th. The doctor operates on May 19th. Mr. Lewis was released less than a week later and called several times in the following days, complaining of pain and requesting treatment. On Tuesday, a day before the shooting, Phillips saw his patient. The next day, Lewis called again to express his discomfort, asked for additional aid, the exact nature of which police did not disclose. A couple hours before the 911 call came through reporting his armed approach toward the hospital at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, Lewis bought a .223 caliber semi-automatic rifle and went into the hospital, also armed with a .40 caliber pistol he bought from a pawn shop on Sunday. Both weapons were purchased legally. That's according to the police chief. Authorities recovered 37 bullet casings from the scene. Okay? Now, here's a commonality. The most recent of these mass shootings, all of the killers obtained their weapons because of policies that we allow. We keep saying things like, we need laws to stop bad people from getting guns. The good people don't do anything. We don't need to regulate them. That's what the NRA executives will tell you. That's what Republican lawmakers will say. Well, here's the thing. If you are a law-abiding citizen, these laws should not impact you. Universal background checks should not adversely impact you. Having common sense gun reform should not adversely impact you. We're trying to make sure we protect children, that we protect the innocent. You know, you have a right to life in this country as well. All right, Kyla, thoughts here.
My first and foremost thoughts go to the families and victims. My deepest condolences. And yes, like the culture, the gun culture, and the easy access in which people can purchase guns is a real problem. And honestly, I don't think there's any reasoning with the Republicans. They prioritize profit over people all the time. They are sick and disgusting human beings. But with Democrats, I'm frustrated with them. I'm frustrated with the Biden administration because if Congress is going to act, they cannot let the archaic and racist relic, the filibuster, stand in the way any longer.
Yeah.
Biden needs to get on his bully pulpit and do something about these senators who are standing in the way of real comprehensive gun reform and real progress in this country. Joe Manchin loves to say inaction is not an option, but he is taking an action every time he stands against the progressive agenda or the Biden's administration when he votes to uphold the filibuster. It's absolutely disgusting. Lives are being lost, and we cannot wait any longer.
Yeah, we got to stop playing games. Policy equates to lives being lost, to lives being saved. Until you understand that's how dogmatically important policy is, you will continue to play this political game that you see being played out in DC and other places.